Hi, my name is Phoenix and this is TFL Design and I got a haircut. Oh, you might hear some jingling because I'm wearing some jewelry right now. But yeah, I know a lot of people found it drastic from like long hair to short hair, which is funny to me because I still think of myself as my teenage self sometimes, and for the longest time as a teenager I had short hair. So it was long hair that was new to me. But I guess to the rest of the world they were used to seeing me with short hair and with glasses. Yeah, people think like without my glasses when I wear contacts that I look entirely different too, and today I'm going to be going through an honest look at my handbag collection and honestly telling you how many times I've used each bag that I've purchased, if at all. So yeah, let's start with my older bags and, you know, go up to my newer ones. And this video will feature all the bags that I've ever posted about online. So yeah. This first bag is a men's messenger bag from Michael Kors. This was my workhorse bag. For the longest time, this was the only purse I ever used, really. Purse, handbag, whatever, bag, since it's a men's bag. This was back in the day when I didn't collect bags or didn't feel the need to own multiple bags. I only had like one bag ever, and maybe like one where I would bring to Comic Cons. It was like one of those novelty flat 3D ones, which I'm not going to show here, but I'll probably show in a thumbnail or whatever, that I wore to like random conventions and stuff. I don't count that as a purse really, because it's not something you wore every day, obviously. This was something I wore every day. You can tell by how flat the back is. It's very well used. You can't even see the Michael Kors logos anymore. It's like been in the sun and stuff like that. And yeah, it was great because it had like a magnetic closure and it was easy access if I needed to get stuff. The cons of it though was because it's a men's bag, it's not as wide as women's bag. So I had a very wide wallet and I'd have to stick it up vertically to fit everything. And then it was very much, everything had its spot where I would reach my hand in without looking and could, you know, take stuff out without, you know, much fuss. But this bag I feel was not secure for when I went to places that were more questionable, because it didn't have a zipper top, because someone could just get in it by lifting, and because at times if there was a lot of momentum, this flap could open. If this bag was resting on the back seat and I made a sudden stop, it would fall to the front. The weight of all the stuff in it could open the flap because it's just magnets and all the stuff would fall out. So not the most secure, but like I used it for day to day the most. When I did have to go to less secure places, I did buy one afterwards that was very much like it. This is a camera bag for women's. You can sort of see that the logo to this one is more visible because it's slightly newer. It's not as like darkened and black faded. I don't know if you can see. It doesn't matter, I can see. Yeah, so this has a zipper top. This is what I would go through if I'm traveling a bit, go to airports, see my parents in New York, you know, less safe than Canada. Yeah, this is what I'd carry. It's, you know, it comes out to similar in size because this is slightly flatter than this one. But overall, these were my workhorse ones before I started getting into handbags. Side note, I'd always had this one. My husband bought me this one prior to even receiving those because he thought it was cool. It was from a small company that, you know, did leather works and stuff, and this is something you could wear like 3 different ways. I've worn it as a holster. I've worn it as like a side boob thing. You can wear it as like a tiny baby backpack and stuff, and it's transformable. It doesn't hold a lot, so the only time I've used this is like if I went to like an amusement park and I didn't want to have like a purse strapped around me because I know I'll be riding the rides and stuff like that. And I would just have this close to me, attached to me, so that the safety bars for theme park rides could like go over this without any problem, and I can still like put my glasses in it and put my card holder in it and keys. And that's about it. So yeah, I didn't really use this that much, but in the few instances I did, it was cool and it looks cool, and I think it's something that I will aesthetically like forever and bring it out now and then, even when I'm like 70 years old. So I'm gonna skip ahead and talk about what my current day-to-day is. My current day-to-day is this Coach shoulder bag, which with long hair, I noticed like my hair would get caught in this and like pull it out sometimes. But I guess with short hair now, not gonna be a problem. But yeah, the reason I use this day-to-day is one, because it's not super high luxury. I'm not afraid to get the scratch. It's fallen on the floor. My dogs have put their paws on it and stuff like that. It's pretty hardy leather. I didn't love this style, but I needed a more hefty day-to-day one where I wasn't afraid of the leather getting scratched too much. So I guess that's where Coach is good. And honestly, they're coming back with like a lot of cute styles. And it's something I never thought I'd get into because my mom was in love with Coach bags for the longest time and I just never got it. But as I get older, yeah, things change. So I think my first handbag for the sake of a pretty handbag is actually another Michael Kors bag. I got this years ago. I saw the design of it, I loved it, and I thought this would make a really good summer bag because I always wear black, and at this point, as you can see, my day-to-day is always black, but I was like, ooh, look, pop of color. I know this handbag got super popular on Reddit recently. It got a resurgence, it comes in white and stuff. I've had this for a while. It goes on sale up and down a lot, and honestly, when this first came out, it was like 600 Canadian, and I was like, oh no, it's expensive, and I bought it for 400 Canadian when I thought it was on sale, but now they sell it for like 200-300 at times, but it's been a few years. So yeah, I've used this maybe once or twice. I've taken it to a friend's party. It's pretty spacious. It's very, very constructed very rigidly, which I like, and I don't know why I don't take this out more often. The leather of it is not very soft. It's very rough, which I feel like it's fine if you're into that. And I'm not afraid to get this scratch because I feel it would just add to it the wear and tear eventually that this will have when I do use it a lot. Will kind of just add to it and give it more character. Very similar to this look, where the more wear and tear this gets, the cooler it'll look. That's how I feel anyway. So yeah, I don't use this a lot, and I probably should, but this was my first handbag that I was like, ooh, I'm just getting this for the style of, not for actual practical use. And then it dominoed from there. Actually, I lied. The first bag that actually got me really wanting to collect more bags and get into luxury in general, I've talked about this before, is this Givenchy bag. And it was my first shoulder bag, even before the Coach one. And because I like the feel and look and touch of it, I got to experience luxury leather for the first time, and that's what got me hooked. I've worn this about a handful of times. Once again, I'm not really a person that goes out into public a lot, but when I do, this is probably the best one I have in terms of space-wise and actual practical usage. This can actually hold stuff. I don't have to like Lego piece things into place for the sake of, you know, holding a tiny bag. I've had this like bump against the wall and left no scratches or anything, so it's not as delicate as some people would think it is. So yeah, I really like it, but I should probably take it out more instead of using this one, right? Probably once in a while. Let's go to a slight tangent while displaying another bag. So in the month vacation to Japan/Taiwan, I needed to bring a bag that was both large enough to hold everything from passports to the Japanese JR passes to anything I would find like receipts or anything I'd have to hold while on the run in Japan. I wanted it to be like a fashionable bag, but also not afraid to get it wet, snowed on, scratched or anything, because if you saw my vlogs to Japan, I had to climb quite a few mountains. I was caught out in the rain and snow quite a bit. So I knew I didn't want to bring like an actual luxury bag, you know, spend thousands of dollars just to get it slightly ruined. But I also wanted to be fashionable while in Japan and not walk into luxury stores looking like a hobo necessarily. So I'd gone on eBay to test out something that resembled a Lulu. You can see it in one of my older videos. But yeah, so this was the bag I brought to Japan, which actually got comments when I was in some stores. They were like, oh, that's a nice bag. they know right away that probably this is not from something super luxurious, but it looks nice, it felt nice, and you could see a little bit wear of it because I dropped it, I scratched it. I was climbing a mountain on all fours in the snow because some of the places I went to was on the top of a hill somewhere, and I had to like go on all four and beast mode and climb these snowy hills. So yeah, this was on the floor dragging with me. This was out in the snow, the rain. You can see some creases here and there. It's not too bad, but this is definitely a good everyday bag that I put through the ringer and you know, stretched out, deformed a bit. But yeah, it's got good use and it looked good. And I guess once in a while when I'm bored of using the Coach shoulder bag, I'll switch out with this one once in a while, since it's a nice everyday bag that I got on Etsy, actually. Yes, I got this on Etsy. The other bag I got on Etsy is this smaller version, which can transform into a shoulder or crossbody as well. I've taken this out more recently to use instead of the large Coach bag when I don't feel like carrying everything I have in there. In the Coach bag, I would carry everything from like reusable shopping bags to sanitizer, hand sanitizer, lotion, sunblock, everything. In this one, clearly I don't put as much, just my wallet, keys, and whatever I need for that small run. I'm forcing myself to use my handbags more often, but for this one, I probably used under 8 times. I'm trying to use this daily now, for small errands only. This Stand Studio bag I've used not as often as I'd like. I'd like to use this as a day-to-day, but this is lambskin and so a lot more delicate. However, I'm not really delicate with my bags and I don't really care if it gets scratched because that's the reason I bought it to begin with, for the price point. I knew I wasn't going to buy Chanel lambskin prices. So I was like, oh, what is this Stand Studio thing? Let me try it out. And it's cute, but what bothers me is that this has gold hardware on it, and I'm not really a fan of gold. So I've not worn it as much as I'd like, but when I do, it's cute. I've worn it to go shopping like under 5 times. Don't judge me. Strangely, this Bulgari one I've actually worn more often than the other cheaper Stand Studio one. Because this is made out of goatskin, I kind of know it's a bit tougher, heftier. And when I bought this, it already had a little bit of corner wear, which you can barely see. But because I know this, I don't feel the need to baby it. Therefore, I've taken this out surprisingly more than the other one. I've worn this maybe 8 times, perhaps. I went shopping with it, went to see a couple of friends with it. And yeah, I like to take this out when I know I'm shopping for luxury and want to look kind of fancy, but at the same time not have to worry about it bumping against the wall and getting scuffs and stuff. I have no fear for this one because I plan to use it to the ground. And yeah, because it's goatskin, I feel that it could take it. If you've seen one of my previous videos about this bag, this was something I bought as sort of an experiment to see if like AliExpress bags are basically the same as no-name vendors that sell dupes. In this case, as you can see, it's a Kelly dupe. It has no logos on it. I've confirmed it is leather, like maybe not the highest grade of leather, but like who cares? And so far I've never used this. I mean, I plan to, but like, once again, gold hardware, not super fan of it, so I don't really like match it to any of the silver stuff that I have. But also at the same time, like, this is a tiny bag, which would only fit like tiny things. And yeah, I'll take it out someday, but I'll have to find like outfits that'll match it, and like, maybe I'll do my nails gold so that it matches with it or whatever. But yeah, it's not because of the fact that it's a dupe and people will question if it's a real Kelly or not. I think based on the strap, they'll know. And like, who cares? But yeah, just never found the time to wear this. Another dupe I bought for the sake of experimentation was something I bought on Etsy. This is like a Chanel reissue dupe. It looks like a Chanel, it's not though. And this is a really cute color that I really like, and it has silver hardware, but I've just never found the time to wear it. I can't just like go outside and walk my dogs with this one day, but like it's a lot of work to have to like put the strap back in and stuff afterwards for the sake of wearing it. But maybe if I had more friends and people invited me to stuff, I could wear this more. So also have not worn this one. Strangely, I have worn this one like twice. This is an off-white bag that was like really cute. And this holds almost nothing because of how it's structured. The zipper is very stiff. You can't really open it very far. Because of this little curve down here, the actual holding space is like up here. Unless you put like AirPods or something really small and flat like a chapstick down here. This holds almost nothing. It can hold your phone. It barely holds my key holder that has like a few keys and like 2 key fobs, one for my building, one for my car. And maybe you could put like chapstick and stuff, but it's not a very thick bag. It holds almost nothing, but I really bought this as more of an art piece because I just couldn't get my mind off of this, and I saw that it was awesome looking and I've never seen anything like it, so I bought it to mostly look at. I should wear this out more often. I'm sorry. Why am I apologizing to you? Apologize to your wallet. We're almost at the finish line. At this point, I'm not going in any specific order. I'm just grabbing whatever's closest to me. Let's talk about this Alexander McQueen clutch. That is super awesome, and I've worn maybe 3-4 times. I wore it once to a party to see a friend. It did get rained on. It was like misting that day, kind of like misty raining on me. I didn't really care because this has like a coated top, and I was like, as long as I pat it off when I get home, I'm sure it'll be fine. And yeah, it was fine. I didn't really care. Like I said, I'm not the type to baby my bags. I buy bags in the range that I'm comfortable with it getting destroyed eventually, because that's just how I am. I'm not gonna buy a bag that sits on my shelf for the fear of it being used. If it sits on the shelf, it's because I'm too lazy to take it out, or it's not practical. It's not because I feel it's expensive. I do not see these as investments, so like I don't care. But I actually love how like hardy I feel it is. So yeah, I've taken this out once in a while to, once again, if I do some luxury shopping, I like to like bring a nice bag with me, so when I walk in, they don't think too lowly of me. So yeah, I've walked into stores and they've complimented on this, and they know I'm there to shop. But yeah, I've worn this, honestly, probably about 5 times. It's not a lot, but for some reason, I feel like I would continue to wear this more casually as well because of how hardy it is. It pays to have some type of plastic coating thingy on it, I guess. Next is a summer bag that I want to use, but it has to be weather permitting because it is an open top bucket bag that has no cover from the rain. So it has to be shining, and I guess it has to be during the summer based on the color, right? I don't really care. But yeah, because I live in Canada and it's always raining or snowing during the warmer seasons and cold seasons. Well, the snow is most of the year, and then it like rains the rest. And then you have like 2 weeks of summer. I'm only semi-joking. But yes, I plan to wear this more often if I actually go someplace that requires this. The reason I bought this to begin with was because I'd gone to like fairs and stuff where I had to constantly pull out my wallet from place to place in a span of like 2 minutes, and it annoyed me that I had to keep opening a flap while holding an ice cream cone and candy and food. And that's why I bought a bucket bag, so I could just jam my hand in and like, you know, take stuff out easily. So yeah, that's why I got this Louis Vuitton Epi leather bag, but I've worn this maybe once, twice. That was last summer when I got it. I should wear this one more often too, but like, give me some sunlight. It's only forest fires lately. This next bag, I've not worn a lot, only because it's one of my newer ones, but I actually like plan to wear a lot more because it's one of those not super expensive bags compared to the rest. This Prism bag is also a bucket bag, but it looks less fancy, I guess. It's more casual, so if I wear it someplace, people won't exactly go, oh my god, brand name. It's gonna like turn heads a little bit, but not really. So it's good for that reason. It's a very casual sporty bag, Issey Miyake. I got this in Japan. I just came back and I've used it maybe 2-3 times. But like I said, I'm very much a homebody, so I don't go out to begin with. But when I am going places and I want to be casual and not get too much attention bringing a leather bag, I bring this. So no, maybe I've worn it more, maybe like 4 times. Let's say it's because it's new. And last but not least, the last bag I bought since Japan was this Ferragamo bag. And I've worn this maybe once or twice because one, this is one of the fancier bags. It's very much so for summer, so I have to wear it during the summer. Once again, if it would stop raining and snowing. In the 1 or 2 times I did wear it, I did notice the buckle is very stiff still. Like it's kind of hard to, it's a struggle to get stuff out. So you're not wearing this for the sake of being efficient. It's clearly for the style. It's clearly because you want to turn heads, and it did. When I did wear this, I went to like a supermarket with a friend, and like people were, the girls at the cash register were like pointing at it and talking about it and saying nice bag, and I was like, oh, thanks. So yes, it does turn heads. I do think this is a very rare bag though, because I have seen YouTubers talk about this shade of color in like the Wanda bag and stuff, but I've not seen anybody talk about it in the Gancini bag shape, East-West one specifically. And when I went to Japan to get this, they said that it was like super rare there to begin with. So I don't know if this is rare everywhere else or people just don't care to talk about bags online after they buy it. But yeah, I bought it and I've used it and it's kind of hard. But honestly, for me, the fashion that I like was never easy to wear to begin with. Like I loved corsets. I loved, when I was younger, like tighter clothing that was like harder to put on. I'm a bit more casual nowadays, especially after lockdown. I've just wear anything that's like loose and frumpy. I'm cool with it. But yeah, to me, I don't mind working for fashion. Even the Coach bag day-to-day one, this bag is like heavy to begin with, and they had a version where it was like leather strap, which means less metal equals less weight. But I didn't like that look. I like the like metally masculine look, so it adds extra weight to everything I carry, and that's just something that I deal with. So to me, making something extra heavy for the sake of the look of it is not practical, but like I do it because I'm dumb. So yeah, I guess that's like every bag that I've bought and shown before. Some of them I've used more often than others, some of them not at all. Do I plan to one day? Yeah, sure, why not? It's just, you know, I need more reasons to go out. I need more reasons to change my bag. And for the sake of not wasting money on it, obviously, I plan to use it. And I still plan to buy more, but I'm more careful now in that the new ones that I plan to buy, I want to buy them for specific usages, basically bag sizes and types that I don't have already. I have another one in mind that I have to pick up during the sale, and yeah, we'll see where that goes. Anyway, if you enjoyed this rather long rant, yeah, my name has been Phoenix. This is TFL Design, and if you want to see more of my day-to-day stuff, check out my Instagram. Bye-bye.